Alright guys, we're here at Endless Caverns. We are at the top of the property. There is the sign. I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the view. Look at that. Blue's up here with me. We'll go ahead and keep walking. Just walking Blue on the hiking trail next to the big old sign. Blue, can you look at the view? That's really cool. Look at that. That's a really cool view. This is a very sketchy trail. Okay, I'm gonna cut the camera. Actually, I'm gonna record this in case something happens. This is, I'm hiking in Crocs. Probably was not the best idea. Got Blue. Well, I mean, we are on our way back down to our camper from the mountain. So I will catch you guys once, I guess, if I see something cool. Peace. Look how big this mountain is, guys. It goes way up there. Look at this. This is cool right here. That's really cool. Tell me this looks steep. Okay, it's not very steep. All right. Yeah, I thought this was about to be just a cliff.
To touch, break, deface, vandalize, or steal any of the walls, rocks, or formations. We have oil in our hands. We touch up the cave like that, we could damage it, we can stunt the growth. So please, no touching of the walls, rocks, or formations. Pictures are good, flash, no flash, doesn't matter. If, however, you're going to be using your phones to take pictures, I highly recommend airplane mode. Excuse me. It's going to be looking for a signal down here. You got airplane mode on battery. It was discovered by children back in 1879. Two little boys messing around on their grandfather's farm. They stumbled across these chunks of rock sticking out of the ground, and they can feel cold air pulsing out. Thinking that's a little strange, they pull back a few rocks and find a big dark hole. Ran back home, got rope and candles, and they became the first explorers down here. You, it's okay, you're not in trouble. How old are you, bud? 9. And you? 8. You two, come here for a second. All right. Those two boys were 10 and 11. All right. Come up here, I'll show you. So you got to imagine about your age, close to you find a hole like this in your backyard. And this is all the light that you have. Are you going to go explore with just this much light? No? Good call. Good call. These days, we got lights. So
We're not spelunking?
Huh?
We're not spelunking.
Not spelunking? I don't think you could. So yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Now we're going to be walking on a natural limestone cave floor. There is no pavement or asphalt down here, so it gets slippery. I'm going to do my best to call out the trickier spots that I am aware of, but there's always spots I don't know about, so please, real careful coming through. Especially on stairs. Grab on nice and tight to the handrails and watch your step coming down here.
We'll stay in the If you fall down there, you can go up there.
No, thank you.
What's Joel doing?
Sure about this. Can you not be in that bed? You want to fight in that? Don't put your ankle on me.
Now this is our crossroads. We're going to head down where the lights are on right here in a little while. We're going to pop out right here. And then we're going to go down that way right in there. But just like the entrance house, I'll turn the lights on as we come through, so it's gonna be lit up next time back through here later on. We got about 600 bulbs in this whole system. This cave was formed in a nutshell by two things, time and water. When the Appalachian Mountains started coming out of the ground, all of the limestone bedrock got exposed to rainwater. Rainwater eats these little holes all up and down the exterior. Over time, they get bigger and bigger, allowing more water to flow through, till eventually you've got underground streams cutting through here, and that's what carved all these out over time. Now, we have done cutting along the sides. The floor has been smoothed down so we can walk on it better. Other than that, walls and ceilings, all natural. No concrete, no cement. This is all natural cave structure that you're coming through here. And as it is a living cave, you may likely get dripped on in a spot or two coming through. It's just water, not gonna hurt you. It's good luck called a cave kiss, so don't worry about that. And right through here is typically the coldest part of the cave. When you're close to the surface, the airflow really kicks up. Thermometer here has us in the 40s. It'll top out to 55, so about 5 or 10 degrees warmer the deeper down we go. You'll feel the airflow and temperature change as we go through here in different stretches. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, be careful, this cave gets rugged, downhill, uphill, some uneven, slick surfaces. I know I said no touching. If at any point you trip or slip and gotta catch yourself, please catch yourself. That's fine, don't want you getting hurt. And watch in heads, and I mean everybody. I don't want shorter people getting overconfident. A lot of these rocks stick out at weird angles. I've had little kids bump their heads in here on the side. So everybody, please watch your heads, watch your step. Nice and easy coming through here.
This cave has been here for quite a few hundred.
Do you want to use mine so it takes better pictures?
Where's the cloud?
It's not going to.
Too stable.
I guess if it had an earthquake, maybe, I don't know. You could ask that question.
Yeah.
Look at the roots.
Yeah. That's, it's like a thumbnail.
Cool.
You know what lives in caves? Bears and bats.
Yeah, this past year, this is what the cave looked like before anything was done to it. All the colors in here are natural except the green that is algae getting trapped in. Anywhere there is a heat source like the light is going to grow. So you're going to see me turn the lights off as we leave each room, try to keep that down to a minimum. Cave formations called speleothems. That's the generic scientific term. More specifically, we have stalactites when we tight to the ceiling, stalagmites that might one day reach the ceiling. Back again, connect call a pillar or column. So be careful, watch your heads, watch your step, nice and easy.
You can live here. I wouldn't want to tell you about this.
I'm not putting it down.
Yeah, there's one here.
No.
All right, very good. If they are, they're gonna scream when I do this. All right. Now, this cave has 3 different levels. This is just the first. Most of our tour is on the 2nd level, right at the bottom of the stairs up here. But I'll go ahead and tell you, I'll be real careful as we come down these stairs. They're slippery, okay? Grab tight to the handrail. As you come down here, you can touch. You can touch along the wall. You can touch with your bare hands. I let people do that, help themselves on the stairs because I know they're tricky. So please, real careful when we go down there. And up at the top, when you come past, you'll see a rusted metal telephone box. Is how they used to ring up back in the day. Doesn't work too well anymore. These days can be kind of depressing. You, how old are you? 9. Have you ever used a telephone that had cords attached to it? See what I mean? Yeah, no idea. I'm used to that. These days we got intercoms.
When it's charging.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's charging. On it.
We're going down low.
Not too likely you see any out and about. They're not coming. They're sleeping right now. For the most part, over time, they learn to sleep away from the trails. They don't like the lights and noise of people coming through here. Y'all come on in here a little bit and make sure we get everyone off the stairs. All right, very good. Come on in. y'all come on here, make sure we get everyone up the stairs. Watch your heads. You taller people are gonna get tired of hearing me say it. Watch them heads. Watch them heads. There we go.
What did you say growing up? Or
Stalagmites. Stalactite spelled with a C for ceiling, stalagmite spelled with a G for ground. Virginia is the third most cave populated state in the country. There's about 4,000 documented caves in Virginia. So growing up here, you've been to all these on field trips in school at an early age. It's like asking any kid from Virginia if they've been to Jamestown. Oh yeah, they've been to Jamestown. I could give the tour of Jamestown. A long time ago. Breakdown continuously happening as we speak. These statistical odds of anything falling on you in here are almost zero. You took a much bigger safety risk getting in the car coming up here than you did coming down to the cave. Now, we had an earthquake in Virginia back in 2011. You could feel it on the surface here in the valley. We had people in the caves when it happened. They had no idea about it till they came up out of here. Down here on the second level, we're so well insulated in the bedrock, not likely to feel it either. Safe from earthquakes, safe from tornadoes. At this level, you can survive a nuclear blast. So I'm not worried about that. Drip in and start to flow through like a stream. Minerals build up and form into these little canyons. Looks like sand or dirt. Solid rock on here. And as you come through the cave, you're going to see some of these built up along the sides of the trail. Lights and shadows hit them right, and they look like snakes. I'm going to no snakes down here. In terms of wildlife, this is the safest place in nature that you can be. There is no natural light, no natural food source, constant 55 degrees. So, no bugs, no snakes, no rodents, no predators. The cartoons have been lying to you all these years. No bears. No bears down here. So animal-wise, nothing to be scared of. Now, we do have bats. It's a living cave. They are harmless. The eastern brown bat is about this big. One of these little bats can eat 500 mosquitoes in 1 hour. So we love our bats. Bats are your friends. The only way that you could get hurt from a bat in here is if you see one near you and you panic and trip and slip and hurt yourself. That's it. That's it. If you don't do that, you need okay. But y'all be careful. Watch your step coming down here. Watch them heads. Candle holder. That's how they used to light the place up before electricity. Electricity put in 1920 took 2.5 years to do the whole cave complex. Now we are still using roughly 80% of the original system from 1920. I have to warn you all, some of the wiring and fixtures in here are very old. Water gets in the right spots, they can explode and catch on fire. It's happened on tour. People flip out. Don't freak out. The fire hazard down in here. Non-existent. Rock don't burn. So, one less thing to worry about. Normally, you get stalagmites, but because the floor is too dry, you never get a proper cover, and they're going to stay looking like these little inches things here. Now, this room may not look like it, but this room is probably the scariest place in the whole cave. This room can straight up drive you crazy. All right. Now, it's strictly psychological. You're not in any real danger. You're perfectly safe in here. However, if you've never been on a cave tour, see, caves can be very scary places. Nothing that's in them. Nothing that's in them you've got to be scared of. It's what they don't have that makes them scary. All right. For starters, I want y'all to come on up here. Everyone, come on up. Get on this. Please put away any phones, cameras, anything. We have parties in here. If you visit any other show cave in Virginia, you're likely going to hear that story more than once. That was a legit practice. They really had parties in these caves back in the day. You can get fairly wild and crazy down here. Nobody up top is going to hear you. Now, we have a fun little thing because in a 50-mile radius of where you're standing, there are 5 separate commercial cavern systems that you can visit. Skyline, Grand, Shenandoah, Luray. Hold on. That's the one I always forget. So the 5 of us, every now and then, we will gather all the tour guides from all the caves. We get together in one of the caves and have ourselves a little party in that spirit. It's fun, but it gets weird. Part of that tradition, if your cave is hosting, you get to pick the dress code. And you try to make it as embarrassing as possible. One year, ladies had to wear thongs and pink tutus. To be fair, the guys also had to wear thongs and pink tutus. So 50-50 on that one. The floor through here, though, watch out coming across. It's man-made. It's a side effect of people walking through, tracking in all the dirt from the dry stretch. Deposits off your shoes and builds up on the floor. These are compacted piles of dirt. Be careful, they can trip you coming across the dirt. Just don't run. Just don't run on them, you'll be fine. Looks like a couple of frozen waterfalls. Water never freezes down here, it never gets cold enough. 55 degrees all year round. I have personally been in here at 100 degrees outside. I have been in here at 10 degrees outside, and this is it. You can t-shirt in here all year round. And we're lucky because that's based on the average air temperature on the surface. Caves in Virginia are in the 50s. Excuse me. Something in there. Caves in Virginia in the 50s. Mexico has a cave that gets up to 120. Alaska has one that'll get down to 10 below zero. So this is a Goldilocks cave, nice and cozy through here. This is also our deepest stretch. We are about 200 feet beneath the surface currently. Now past here, gets a little tricky. We're talking good long solid crawls of about 3 feet by 3 feet through a lot of boulders and breakdown. Now, last chance. Did you all bring your helmets? No helmets, no knee pads, no all right, yeah, we're not going to be hitting this trail today either. Now, the name Endless Caverns, in the beginning, was just a nickname. Coming through here with candles and lanterns really gave off the feeling that this place went on forever. The last major expedition in this wild trail was 1967. A group of cavers was able to make it past further than any person had been to before. But before finding a natural endpoint, they had to turn around and come out. They were running out of food. They had been crawling around the system for so long that at that point, they only had enough supplies to successfully cover the distance that they had already made through. So they decided to do the smart thing, turn around and come out. To this day, nobody has been past the furthest point that they had reached. The name Endless is official. No explored end to the whole system. From here, you could crawl in about another 6.5 miles, making us one of the longest privately owned caves in Virginia. 4,000 documented caves, we are the 13th largest. Lucky 13, that's us. I've been on a couple of wild crawls through here. The furthest I have ever been is 1.5 miles. To get in 1.5 miles an out round trip, 10 hours. And in 10 hours, you could barely stand up or sit up. It's about 10 hours on your hands, knees, and stomach going through there. You want to do that kind of caving, I recommend a good bit of swimming and yoga. All right, you want to be flexible with good cardio. Right now, we're going to do a little bit of backtracking. We're going to be heading back through some of the rooms you've already seen, but please keep your eyes open. Things look a lot different on the way back through. In a few minutes, we're going to pick up a brand new trail. Same number of kids you started with? Good. So same number of kids, missing anyone? Good. All right, good.